Hi, I here. This is a reading for the sign of Gemini. We're going to do a Celtic cross spread with a thought deck, and then we're going to pull 3 cards from the shadow deck to see if there's any subconscious thoughts or any kind of clarifications that we should look for as we finish up this reading. So let's just see what happens. So today we are tuning in to the sign of Gemini. So if that is your sun, your moon, or your rising sign, you can use that as a way to interpret the messages that are coming through. And if the details of this message do not fit for you, that's okay. Do not try to force anything. Take what resonates, leave what doesn't. And if none of this seems to fit, that's okay. You can always check your other placements, or you can just stick around and see what's going on in the world of other Geminis. So today we're going to do a traditional Celtic cross spread here with the Thoth deck. And as I said, we're just going to pull a few cards from the shadow deck to get some confirmations about things that are maybe happening in your subconscious that we can reflect more deeply upon. But the main reading, we're just going to do a Celtic cross spread today. So let us see what we can get. So what things can we think about today? Are there any things that we should be made aware of? Any things that we should perhaps look out for? Things that we can look forward to? What things can we meditate on today as we try to channel the energy of the sign of Gemini? So it's been a minute since I've done a simple Celtic cross spread, so I wanted to just mix it up and go back to something a little bit more basic than the spreads I've been doing. So let's see what messages come through today. And I want to do this with the Thoth deck. These are the videos I started this channel on, and I kind of want to just return to them and see what happens. I feel the call to sort of return back to basics a little bit. So let us see what we get today for the sign of Gemini. Okay, that feels pretty good. Let's shuffle this just a teeny bit more. Okay, that feels good. All right, so let's see what we get today. So in the present moment, we have the Knight of Cups. So perhaps you have something some sort of message coming through to you. Perhaps someone is presenting some offering of how they feel towards you, or someone is letting you know how important you are in their life, or perhaps there's just some offering of something that's going to make either you feel closer to this person, or perhaps they are trying to express how they feel towards you. But I'm getting a vibe here of someone trying to express perhaps possibly feelings that were not up to this moment made more clear or upfront. And now that this is being presented more clearly in the open, and perhaps this reading is likely going to be something related to how you are responding, or perhaps what led up to this presentation of these strong feelings that are coming through. But definitely getting a sense that there is an offering of some emotional some clarity on someone's emotions is being presented to you in the open here. So let us see what we then get here. We have crossed by that the Empress. Interesting. Lust. Gain. We have indolence. And cruelty. So interesting. Okay. We have the Sun. The Aeon. The Knight of Wands. And the Knight of Discs. Okay, and so we're going to see what's on the bottom of this deck after we get a sense of what's going on with the rest of these cards. This will be representative of what you don't see coming. So yeah, as I said when we started off, the Knight of Cups to me is giving the sense that someone is presenting a if not an offer, then an expression of their feelings towards you that they did not previously let be known. And to have this be crossed by the Empress means that this is likely someone that you probably equally feel strongly towards, or perhaps there is some sort of bond here that is coming out that is perhaps maybe was kept sort of more closed and quiet and under the surface. I think this is starting to come to fruition here, and there's quite a few major arcana here. We have 1, 2, 3, 4. So this, I mean, this is almost half of the cards here are major arcana. So this feels like a pretty big experience of whatever this is that's happening for you now. But the fact that this is crossed by the Empress is giving me the sense that this offer is probably waking up in you feelings that were already there. For the lust card to be here, I don't think of that in a in a sexual or romantic sense so much as maybe there was a sort of like under the surface sort of like power that you felt around this person. I mean, yeah, maybe there is some physicality to that. But I'm seeing it more as a feeling that someone is making you feel empowered in some sense. And this has been sort of something that's been hiding in the background that is just sort of swelling up. And with this offer being presented now, or this coming clear about these feelings, and then having that be crossed by the Empress, I think this is the beginning of something that could likely grow and be a really positive thing for you. And in fact, to have this then followed by the Nine of Pentacles, I think this is likely something that you have wanted, but if maybe not necessarily felt was a realistic thing that could be a part of your life. So I really feel a really good positive sense of what's happening here in this horizontal axis. Again, someone who I don't mean this in the sense of someone that really gets you kind of like excited as much as someone that makes you feel empowered. I feel like this person, whoever this Knight of Cups is for you, I think this is someone that makes you feel in your element and makes you feel that the best qualities of yourself are sort of more present in your open experiences when you're around this person. They make you feel stronger being in their presence. But I don't think this was a person that was being all the way upfront about how they probably felt about you in this situation. But I feel like in this moment with the Knight of Cups, that's becoming more clear. I think there's a sense that this is probably a more mutual sort of feeling that's coming through. And again, with the Empress there, that also to me feels empowering, but also nurturing of something that can grow into something bigger. And with the Nine of Pentacles here, that to me feels very much as something that can continue to grow in the future and not just be a purely theoretical, but something that can actually perhaps be present in your physical reality. So this feels really nice. It's really, really positive. Now here, underneath everything, we have the Eight of Cups. That is probably a sense that maybe you're in some other situation that does not mesh well with this person, or maybe you're in some sort of environment where although this person is empowering to you, I perhaps get the vibe that there is other aspects of this relationship that are not serving you. Not because this person is not helping you, but I think perhaps the context in which this may be occurring may not be conducive to the growth of what's happening here. So perhaps there's a little bit of feeling like you maybe want to pursue whatever this offer is with this person, but it may not be the case that the current environment is the right place for that to occur. You know, maybe some details of your situation need to change, or perhaps you're in a position where you are not able to receive the offer that this person is presenting to you. And that can happen. But I think this is a really positive thing. It's just that the details sort of surrounding it to me don't feel quite conducive to letting this grow. And to have the Nine of Swords tower above this really emphasizes this to me, that I feel like although this is a really positive connection you may have, I don't feel like the situation in which it's occurring is ideal. And I think you're aware of that. With the Nine of Swords being on top of all of this, there's some anxiety that's really pressuring down on you. So even though this person may make you feel empowered, and this person makes you feel that you want to move towards a stronger connection with them, and you feel like this is something that could grow, I do feel like there is something that is stopping that growth from occurring, whether it is self-imposed or something in your environment. There are certain things that you perhaps need to let go of in order for this to work, and perhaps letting go of those things is what causes the anxiety of the Nine of Swords. It's almost like we have the sword of Damocles hanging over our head here, and this is such a great thing, but there's the anxiety of making this work maybe feels like something that can't be put into the world, and that probably does not feel good. So even though this on one level feels very positive, on another level it feels like things are not quite working in your favor, and that's well, hopefully that can change. Let's get a little bit more sense of what's happening here. Your present energy is the sun. And so, if your present energy is the sun, then you are looking to want to move towards things that make you feel joy, that make you feel. I mean, if you, it's wanting to move towards this power feeling that you have with the lust card of really embodying your own personal strength. And I think not only does this person maybe make you feel that way, but perhaps you're in a place in your life where that's the sort of mode you're trying to be in. You're trying to embody your best qualities, the things that make you feel the most powerful and not just for yourself. I get the vibe that you probably want to put this out into the world and help other people reach the same level of power and joy that you are feeling more grounded in yourself. And here in your environment, or your relation to others, or the sort of where this needs to be taking place moving forward, we have the Aeon. And so again, I feel like even though you're in a mode where you're ready to sort of take your power and spread your joy to others, you're in a situation where things currently are not in the best place for that to be happening. And so I get the vibe that you're probably going to be moving forward, whether this is moving forward in your career or your home life, or maybe you're moving physically to some new place, or maybe you're changing the people that you are surrounded by. Some fundamental change in your daily life is going to be occurring here. I don't know if this is the person setting that into motion, or perhaps you're doing this so that you can receive this offer from this person, but it's clear to me that someone that you feel strongly about is presenting to you a mutual feelings about how they feel empowered by you just as they empower you. But again, I don't feel like the details of this situation are quite what they need to make this really get off the ground. So you're moving in this energy of the sun where you're just ready to be this ball of positivity and to help everyone around you be the best that they can be. And you're moving forward with your life into a situation where the positivity that comes from this interaction with this person, or maybe it's a thing, maybe it's not a person, maybe it's maybe it's a hobby or something that is called to you, and now you're embracing that and nurturing that and trying to find a way to build your life around this thing that makes you feel so positive, like the sun. But I definitely get the sense that you're moving away from the details that keep you from really letting this be what empowers you and makes your life have meaning in a way that it perhaps did not before you were connected to whatever this person or thing was. Now, what your challenge is, or what you're worried about, is the Knight of Wands. So that's a bit interesting. That makes me feel like, although you want to move into this new era, there's a little bit of anxiety. You realize that something's got to change, and you're willing to let go of certain things to move forward. But there's definitely a little bit of fear of going all in on this. And perhaps that's more of what the Nine of Swords is also sort of weighing on you, as you want to move towards this person or life change, whatever this is representing in your situation here. So you've got this power, you're ready to move forward into a world of change, but there's a little bit of apprehension about going full force into this thing and really, going all in on it. And that's reasonable. You want to make sure that you don't jump too quickly into any one situation. You want to make sure that you stay grounded and you're not just following your passions only. But I definitely get a sense that moving towards whatever this is for you, whoever or whatever this situation is, it's going to be something that's positive for you. And what we see in the likely outcome here is the Knight of Discs. So I think whatever this is, you're moving towards the Nine of Pentacles and the Knight, or I guess the Nine of Discs and the Knight of Discs. So you're definitely moving towards something that's going to make your life a lot more positive and abundant, and you're going to feel much more grounded in your power. But but I definitely see a little bit of apprehension of really maybe what it is you're almost afraid to get too excited about this because it's not clear that it's going to work. You're passionate about moving towards this and accepting this offer, but it's not clear that you're really going to be able to get out of it exactly what you're hoping to get from this. And that fear of failure can definitely hold you back. But don't be afraid. Maybe let yourself be guided by the energy of the Knight of Wands. Let that passion fuel you and push you forward. But don't be afraid. It could also be that like you're just afraid of losing control by going too forward with your passions. And again, that's a very grounded attitude to take. So perhaps that's the idea here, is that instead of becoming the Knight of Wands, you're more likely to become the Knight of Disc, so that you can approach this thing, but not just from a place of excitement, but from a place of practicality, so that you can really nurture it and grow it into this Nine of Discs energy, rather than a runaway train that could potentially happen with the Knight of Wands. But you're definitely moving towards something that has been presented to you, again, whether that's a person or a thing. You're moving towards it. You're in a situation right now where you're kind of apprehensive about going all into it because you know that not everything is quite right. There are certain parts of your life that need to be adjusted and let go of in order to really embrace this positive thing that's being presented to you. And there's concern. There's concern about whatever this forward momentum is going to bring into your life. But I think that most likely, as long as you don't lose control and get too, swept up in the excitement of it, I do think you're moving towards something very positive here. So let's see what you don't see coming. It's the Prince of Discs. So that is the energy of putting in the time to build whatever this is for you. So again, I think you're in a situation in your life where the details of your living situation, whatever they may be, are not quite conducive to fully embracing this change, but you're open to it. And so I think what's going to surprise you is just how much work you're willing to put in to move into this new era of your life, this new aeon. You've got the power of the sun swelling inside of you, and it's almost like you've got all this energy and you're not sure what to do with it. You're moving in something positive. You're connecting with someone or something that's really going to make you feel good, but it's not clear that you have full control over it. But I think with the Prince of Discs here, you're willing to put in the time to really make sure that you can gain the control over this so that it can be something really positive in your life. So pretty good reading. So let's see what we get from the shadow deck. So we're going to pull a few cards from here. So let's pull 3 cards just to get a sense of what's going on inside your subconscious. Let's see what you're thinking about. Maybe there's some things here that you're feeling but aren't quite aware of. So let's maybe see if we can get some clarification on that. So let's see. Let's just do a little shuffle here. Okay, let's do a little bit more. Alright, so let's just pull 3 cards. We have the 9 of Wands, the 3 of Spheres, and the 10 of Spheres. Okay, so with the 9 of Wands, that is the card of, that's like the last leg of some difficult process that you're trying to get through. So I think what's happening here is you're being presented with some really positive growth forward. Again, I get the vibe that someone has probably said something to you that's made you feel more connected to them, but it could be a passion project or something like that you're connected to. But I definitely feel like something has been presented to you that makes you feel empowered. It's also worth noting that we had 3 knights in this reading, so definitely 3 knights and 4 major arcana. So this is definitely some strong forward power here. I think you're really coming into what could be a really positive part of your life. This feels like a really positive change forward. But I think there's some mental blockage that's keeping you held back from like I said, from really going all in on this, whether that's just because you're scared of maybe it won't work out, or just, you know, personal like anxiety is just blocking you. That's what this Nine of Swords at the top is all about. But with the Nine of Wands, I think that we're breaking through that. I think we're moving away from that blockage and moving towards a more positive growth mindset. And with the Three of Spheres, this is also a card of growth. This is a card of growth in your physical realm, though. So for this to be happening in your subconscious, I think you're finally breaking out of this cage of, I don't know if this is how I want to pursue whatever this situation is for you, and moving forward into you know, this is forward momentum in the physical world, but we're visualizing it. So it's like you're finally letting go of that blockage and walking forward with your life on the mental plane, so that way you can actually start manifesting great things in your physical life. And so here with the Ten of Spheres, I mean, that is the vision of your perfect life that you're trying to move towards. So with the Nine of Wands, we're breaking out of the cage, we're taking a step forward, and we're taking a step towards visualizing what it is we want to create and make in our lives and reach that best potential that we could possibly reach by moving towards the things we care about. With the Prince of Discs here, you're willing to put in the time to really try and make this a reality, and you don't realize just how much you're willing to make this a reality. But whatever this was, this person that has presented this message to you, that's helping you sort of build together with the energy of the Lust card and the nurturing, loving feelings of the Empress, you're really feeling in your physical environment a motivation to move forward and to move away from this feeling of what doesn't work, I need to let go of the Eight of Cups. We've still got some anxieties, and that's the Nine of Cups, so, or excuse me, the Nine of Swords. But we're moving away from that. We're empowering by the energy of the sun. We're ready to move into a new era of our lives. We don't want to go too crazy into this. There's still a little bit of apprehension, but we have some grounded practicality with the Knight of Discs that feels really, really good. So let's just see what's on the bottom of the shadow deck here to wrap this up. We have the Queen of Swords. Yeah, so I think that to me is usually a sense that this is growth. This is a nurturing card with the Queen of Swords. I usually see the queens of all the suits as being nurturing in some way. But with the Queen of Swords, this is the hard truths that have to be accepted. And so as you're letting go, moving away from this Nine of Wands cage that you're stuck in so that you can really go after this positive stuff that's being presented in your life, the Queen of Swords is the reflecting upon the hard truths of what is holding you back and looking more closely at those so that you can fix those and perfect yourself and become closer in touch with the great person that you know that you're capable of becoming. So this feels really good. This feels like a really positive reading. I hope whatever this is for you that you're able to move more closely to it. Whatever is holding you back from this situation, whether it's in your physical world or in your mental hangups, I hope that you're able to work through those and move towards really the best version of your life that you can achieve. So I hope you enjoyed this. I hope this was helpful. And as always, please like and subscribe. If you know others who might enjoy these videos, please share them. If you have anything you'd like to discuss, leave a comment down below. But that's all I have for you today, Gemini. Again, I hope you enjoyed this. I hope it was helpful. And I hope you have a great rest of your day.